this topic. So yeah, obviously last week we got derailed. It was going on the conversation about mental health, and we won't go into what happened because obviously it's obvious to everybody. But one of the things was that I think a lot of mental health was playing out on that whole situation as well. Even though people are denying that it was related to that. And one of the things is about me and you. One of the things I want to say is that a lot of people I've read comments saying, oh, we use it as an excuse. Oh, we're behaving this way, we use it as an excuse. What I'm going to say is that we've got through it. What we're saying is that we've got through it, and we're not using it as an excuse. We're trying to say, look, we still, like an alcoholic, you will always be an alcoholic. You have to be careful. I'm always going to have depression and mental health issues, but I'm not depressed. I'm in a good space. And so we're not using it as an excuse. This is what I'm like in a good mood when I'm not depressed. So, you know, if you think I'm using an excuse, that's right. And so I heard the same thing about you, that, you know, you'll use it as an excuse to kind of do certain things. But when we had a conversation, you said that you're in a good place yourself as well at this precise moment. Would you agree with that?
I'm in a much better place than I was over a year ago.
Yeah. So
a year ago I was in a dark place.
I've been ready there. We're getting Raven in as well. And let's get ZOUBEDA in as well, as a female voice as well. Because one of the things is that the whole point of us talking about this was that it enabled people to listen to us and talking so openly, and then other people come up to me, even certain individuals I've never spoken to. I'm not going to point to anyone, but he knows who I'm talking to. I've never spoken to him, and he come over to me and goes, oh bro, I saw your thing the other week, and you know, I really appreciate it, and we had a good talk about it. And so this is the whole point of it, that if we're so open about our own issues, it will allow other men or females as well to start kind of coming in and say, all right, we had this particular issue, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, you know. What about yourself, Raven? You about mental health and stuff?
Well, I do a lot of work where I visit like people who's going through certain issues, try to help them out, and obviously the idea is to try to like, I know it's, and some of them probably come to speak good, but for me, it really is about listening, right? And that's why I say that your stories of how, because you said you don't truly overcome, but you more adapt, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm quite selfish in the way I live my life. Right. Like when I saw you in the train, I said I'm going to go in a different carriage. Yeah. And a lot of people find that weird, but I don't like sitting with people on the train, so I'm not going to do it. But
I think it's the understanding of that. So if you told me this is how you operate, then this is how we should operate.
Yeah, so a lot of people think I'm kind of rude in the way I do things, and I'm like, all right, if it causes me, if it annoys me, why should I sit with you on a train? I mean, it's not a big issue. So I'll say it politely, I'm going to sit on the train in that carriage, you sit there, but we can talk as we're waiting for the train.
But have you identified why? So would you say that's connected to like you trying to stay away from depression? Would you say that you are more prone to be in a depressed state by being around people
No, what it is I've realised that with depression, it's a bit like being an alcoholic. Like, I had an alcohol problem. I know to stay away from certain people. So there's a lot of people I used to be friends with, I deaded off when I wanted to stop drinking. I haven't drank since. Certain areas, certain places don't go to because you know it might trigger you to want to have a drink. Same with depression. I know certain things are going to trigger me. And it may be a tiny little thing, but if you add everything up, then it adds up. So this small little thing is tiny to you, but I might have 10 other things I have to deal with that I can't compromise on. So take the easy stuff out. Like I like to eat by myself at home. So I eat by myself. That's not a big deal. I just prefer to eat by myself. And even my job, I'm working as an artist, and that's quite selfish in a way because you know it's not the best paying job. But I know for my mental health, that's going to be the most productive way for me to live because I don't work well with people, as you might kind of a guess. So you know, if I'm working in a company, I know it's going to cause problems. It happened twice when I worked in my 2 other places.
So what do you think is stopping people from coming to the call and speaking about this topic?
Well, obviously, with when Oz told people that he was suicidal, and when I told people started mocking him. Oh, you're a pussy, oh, you're this, you tried to kill yourself. And I still hear people saying that to him there. And, you know, every time they're attacking him now, they use the fact that he was suicidal to attack him.
But is that people or is that the online trolling community?
Whether it's online troll or whether it's just people in general, it will still have an effect on
I agree with that.
So I'll give an example. So for me, I'm like a machine. I'm not being thingy. You can't get through to me. It doesn't matter how many attacks you do. You're not going to be able to do it. But if you was to say the same thing when I was in my depressed state, it could have tipped me over the edge.
And I agree with that. But what I would say is, the one I'm trying to define is when you have like an invisible person online, we can't actually engage with them in like actual conversation. But if someone's coming to the bar and they're telling you to kill yourself, telling you to kill yourself, and so forth, we can actually have a conversation and think, what is happening in their mind where you've told them that you're very vulnerable and their answer is go over there.
I mean, Omar, I don't want to bring him too much because he might suddenly pop up like the Candyman.
He's welcome to come.
So we might say Omar, Candyman chops up like little Omar, a rat boy, kind of squeaky. So the thing is, yeah, with him, I know for a fact, just looking at him, he has. When we say mental health issues, doesn't mean you're mad. Mental health includes loads of different stuff. Yeah, and so depression is mental health, anxiety is mental health. You know, feeling depressed about a lot of things. You know, just generally, most people suffer from mental health issues at some point. So the thing is, for men, it's different for females because ZOUBEDA's here. We'll get that situation in as well. With men, is that when you disclose this, there are men about that will use it to attack you. Yeah, and most men who have, like, you know, a lot of people think they're alpha males. I'm a beta male and I'm proud of it, so it doesn't affect me. So if you say, oh, you're this and you're that, or you're yeah, cool, I'm through it now. So, but if you're an alpha male and you want to show like, oh, nothing affects you, then these kind of digs, you're just going to let it affect you because you're trying to hold it in, and some man's go, oh, you tried to kill yourself, you did suicide and all that. It will affect you. But
it's the type of person who's doing this. You've met the gentleman who's done this, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's important to get people like him to speak because obviously you said yourself, he's going through something. Yeah. I guess once you're going through a certain kind of pain, you don't necessarily care about other people's pain.
Yeah, you become very selfish. The biggest problem with depression is that a lot of people start finding people that are suicidal or depressed. They start to think that they're nasty, selfish people. I will in a minute, mate. Nasty, selfish people. But I remember, like, when I was depressed, I didn't care about other people's feelings. Yeah. Somalian brother just couldn't handle the heat, man. Oh, the cold. So basically, like with myself, like, I forgot what made me lose my train of thought. Well, let's get the female, because I do want to say there's a lady that come earlier, Rashma Akhtar, big up to her, and I thought she was an online troll. I thought it was a 50-year-old man pretending to be a woman, because he kept asking for Sophia Lewis, and I was like, this is weird. But she come to the park today, and she spoke about depression as well, and she's going to we'll try and get onto our show, your show, I mean, but we're going to try and do a joint depression show that we can get guests on. And so she came today. So ZOUBEDA, have you got anything to take from a female perspective? Because I think it's different.
Yeah, I feel like with girls, it's got to do a lot with confidence issues. A lot of girls have, they're quite shy and they don't like being in big crowds, and things like body shaming can cause a lot of depression, because if somebody's constantly calling you names about the way you look, and girls always have pride in the way they look. They always want to look a certain way. And the fact that they've tried and someone's just going to knock you down for that, that's a big insecurity for females. So then that makes them shy away, and that also makes them isolate themselves because they're so scared of being judged. And the thing is with females, we're always being judged by the way we look, by the way we act. In society, we have this idea of how females should look. And in reality, females don't look that type of way. We have different women from different shapes and sizes, shapes and sizes, from different colours, from different races, from different religions, and we have this specific image that everyone's trying to go for, and some girls just don't want to live up to that. So if you don't look like that, you end up getting bashed for it, you end up being called fat, you end up being called ugly when you're not necessarily fat or ugly. So I feel like it's a confidence thing as females. I think we need a lot more inspirational women to build up a lot of these girls' confidence, because I look up to people like Lauryn Hill. She might not be looking like Kim Kardashian, but she's very intelligent, she's very wise, she's very confident, she's got a lot of confidence. A lot of people look up to people like Kim Kardashian, which is your choice, but Kim Kardashian is not a realistic woman, she's not your everyday average woman, So I feel like, I'm going to refer back to online, because there is a lot of bullying going on online, just calling people ugly and calling people fat, and that personally don't affect me, because if you were to tell me that I'm wrong or I'm fake, then that would affect me because I'm doing something wrong. I can't help the way I look, and I'm not going to change the way I look to please people. But my personality, that's what I can change, because that's ultimately what's going to get through to people. That's what's going to make people like me or dislike me. I don't dislike people for the way that they look. That's them. But I will dislike you for the way you talk, the way you act. That's what's going to make me make my opinion on you. So we have a lot of people with this closed mindset. They're just going to judge you based on the way that you look, without taking into account your personality, without taking into account your mentality. So, to all my ladies out there that have a little bit of insecurity, might be a bit big, might be a bit skinny, don't worry about all that, because you are beautiful inside and out. Yeah, nobody can judge you, nobody can put you down. Be confident in yourself. If you've got something to say, like I said, say it. Be confident in yourself. Stop following society, stop watching Instagram, because that's not real life. You know, this is real life at the end of the day. So yeah, you know, that's my thing.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing. Me and SID BASH, big up SID BASH. Me and him were enemies online. I didn't know who he was. I just had a name called SID BASH. And for like a year, he was. I'm going to have to say, like, he was threatening me.
I was.
I'm going to go down to the park. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. Yeah.
I said it.
So what's happened was that all of a sudden he decided, all right, yeah, this ain't the best way to go. I've decided as well that I'm a bit too antagonistic, and we come to like a middle ground.
Yeah.
And now we're cool with each other. And so when I then put the face to the name, he's totally different from the person I thought he was going to be. So a lot of these people that are commenting, you know, when you read the stuff, you probably think there's some nasty individual behind it. Most of them are just like normal people that do 9 to 5 jobs and they haven't got nothing better to do in that particular time, and so they're writing stuff.
So the other thing was I started getting a lot of hate because I stopped trolling Raj, and I was trolling him a lot, like to the stage where he was mentioning
we're
my
going
name.
to do a show where we reveal all the messages he's done,
every
and we'll
time.
go through them and ask him what he meant by this and that.
But one of the reasons why I stopped it is I started to realise, because he was saying a lot of controversial stuff and stuff I didn't really like. So what I decided was, rather than going the hate approach, let's try and communicate instead and try to get him on board. And we then started talking. And then, look, I mean, you have to admit, Raj is, I don't agree with every single view he has, but he's completely changed compared to when he first started off. So, and that was all for communicating. He started to get to know who I was, who Bigards was. We started communicating, and now we have common ground where we can work with each other and understanding each other and why and so forth. I got a lot of hate for why we were allowing Raj on a panel, why we were communicating with him. We were getting a lot of hate for it. And so my answer to that was, look, rather than going down the lane of, not allowing him to come on the panel and just giving him hate and everything, right? That's clearly not working. We tried that. I did it for about a year. It didn't work, right?
I love it.
So now what we're doing is we're bringing him on. We're understanding his views and opinions, and he's understanding our views and opinions. And that way we're communicating, and he understands us better, we understand him better. Yeah. So, that's clearly working more effectively than what the other method was. So we've literally gone down that road. So
yeah, I mean,
just add to that point, sorry, because obviously SID BASH's panel is majority like Muslims, and because of Raj's comments about certain things like jizya and his opinions, which he's entitled to have, we've been told not to speak to him. But I don't feel like that's the way to work with people. Like this speaker's corner, right? You're going to hear all sorts of opinions, you're going to hear things that you don't like, but there's ways of dealing with it. So like SID BASH said, we've tried to swear at him and it doesn't work. But it's more better for us to come to some sort of common grounds, because if you look at him just a human, take your religion aside, we actually have a lot of things in common, and we have a lot of things that we both share, we've both been through, because at the end of the day it's all about humanity. Regardless of what religion you come from, or what country you come from, what culture you come from, these people are human. And this is also promoted within our religion. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ never disrespected anybody based on their colour, based on their race, based on their religion. He was fair to everybody, and that's the way we should be. Even though Raj said things that are so offensive things.
I don't say nothing about God, Muhammad, or the Quran. Find me anything. It's about certain things I don't like. But
and I mean, with the jizya, he's entitled to have that opinion. As long as you're respectful, and as long as you don't take the piss, then it's all good. I can speak to you, because I said to people, they're saying to me, why are you speaking to Raj for? He dissed Islam. So what do you expect me to do? Do you expect me to swear at him? Do you expect me to say something rude to him? Do you expect me to what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't care what religion you're from, what culture you're from. If you're nice with me, I'm nice with you. And on a day-to-day basis, I'm around so many different people. I'm around Christians, I'm around black people, I'm around Asian people from different faiths, and we get along fine. But when you come to the speaker's corner, that's when it starts to become very, he's Christian, he's religion, he's Muslim, he's this. So then that's where all the arguments start, because of their opinions. But on a day-to-day life, you're around so many different people, you get along with them. You go to the shop, your shopkeeper's Sikh. You go to the chicken shop, the guy's Hindu, and you speak to him with respect, regardless if he's Hindu or not.
He said Sikhs are some of the best people, and I agree.
Yeah, they're good people. You get good and bad in everybody. You get good and bad in everybody. You know what I'm saying to you? You give what you take. If you're nice with me, I'm nice with you. If you're rude with me, I could either walk away, I could be rude back. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's all about respect at the end of the day, because we're not going to move on if we just base people on their religion. Oh, he's Muslim, I can't talk to him. Or he's Christian, I can't talk to him. Regardless if he's a nice person or if he's not a nice person. I'll tell you now, I've had people, Christians, help me more than Muslims. I've had Sikhs be more respectful to me than Muslims. So I'm not going to judge you based on your religion. I'm going to judge you based on your mentality and the way that you treat people, regardless of where you're from.
And the thing is that all of us suffer from mental health at some point. Doesn't matter what religion you are, and people use particular things to get them through it. Some people might use religion; that might be their their crutch that they're going to use to get through it. Other people are going to use alcohol. People will use this and use that. So once you kind of like scratch the surface of these online trolls and stuff, who do cause people mental health issues, this is why we're talking about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the trolls, what they don't realise is that, you know, and it is sort of like we're kind of online personas, and then they see us and they think, all right, we're going to say that. For me, it doesn't affect me, if I'm being honest with you, but it could affect other people. And I do say this, that, you know, when I've read comments about Oz, oh, kill yourself, you should have done this, you should have done that. One day, one of your kids, maybe your brother or sister, or somebody in your family, might be in the same position where they're feeling that, and when they Google into thingy and they see a YouTube video and they see all these nasty comments saying you should have killed yourself, you may be the person that might tip that person over the edge. Instead of reading positive comments, they're reading people, oh, kill yourself, do this, do that. And so this is the big problem. Like with females, obviously, you know, females suffer from depression, and they do have a higher rate of trying to kill themselves. But when it comes to actually doing it, men are on another level. When they do it, there's a high chance that they're going to be successful unless someone intervenes. And that's basically because I think women can talk about their issues more with other females.
That's why they say, oh, women are so emotional, but at least we're talking about it, at least we're not holding that emotion in. Because what you find, yeah, is a lot of people build up that emotion and they end up exploding. Right, so you might have somebody that's been going through a lot, and not saying something, and one little thing might trigger that person. There's people that have killed themselves for things like breaking up with their partner. So imagine what other people are going through when they're being told to kill themselves and being abused, and they're still holding it down. Some people kill themselves for the most minor things. And there's people like us who's holding it down, who's being strong, but we're all human. There's only so much that we can take, and people are not helping. People are making it even more worse, and it actually is quite sad to see that people have this type of mentality in this world. It's actually, it can make anybody depressed. Even just reading the comments, you're like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, why so evil? Why so heartless? For no reason. I ain't done nothing wrong to you. You know, you might not like what I say, but there's things about talking about it. But you don't have to get personal. You don't have to get rude. You don't have to get disrespectful. It's just manners, isn't it?
So would you say that a solution to this, right, is if you identify that there's a